losing my grip. Storage costs rising, they'll never let me skip. Refunds I'm eating, returns pile up too. Oh, Amazon, what else will you do? I look at my dashboard, my profits erased. My margins are gone, it's a slap in the face. Prime Day's a promise, but it's such a race. How much will I make if I'm replaced? It's a cruel, cruel number. Fees keep climbing, profits torn asunder. Oh, it's cruel, the sellers wonder how to survive when the margins go under. It's a cruel, cruel number. Every month it's something new to plunder. Oh, it's cruel, it's no wonder we're stuck in this game. The algorithm's thunder.
Yo, Amazon's back, and they got a new scheme. Reimbursement slashed, it's every seller's dream. They're digging deep, taking more from the pot. Let's break it all down, expose what they got. March 25, it's a policy drop. They say manufacturing costs, but we know it's a flop. Give us your cogs, the demand and the price. But if you don't, they'll estimate nice. Nice for them, not for you. Watch a payout shrink. That comprehensive evil is a corporate wing. Lost in the warehouse, damaged on the floor. Now they pay you pennies, not a cent more. Fees on the rise, profits on the run. They don't lift a finger, but they pocket the fun. We're fair! They shout while they cut our shares. Amazon math, man, it's full of errors. Fees, taking our dough. They're stacking the deck, and it's sellers who owe. Reimbursements? Nah, they're taking us down, but we're still here, we don't mess around. Fees, straight to the top. Amazon's game, it'll never stop. Margins tight, but we keep the grind. Sellers unite, we're one of a kind.
I try to sell my product on Amazon, thought it'd be a breeze. But little did I know I'd be stuck with seller support disease. They never seem to solve my problems, just give me the run around. I'm tired of waiting on hold. My patience is wearing thin, I'll never be found. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck. Can't get no satisfaction. I'm out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. You don't care about my business, just trying to make a buck. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck.
This one's for the sellers on the grind, getting left on red, wasting all their time. I hit up support, got an auto reply. Thanks for your patience, man, I wanna cry. Inventory lost, my margins are toast. Reps playing tag like the Casper the Ghost. They pass me around, it's a never-ending game. Nobody takes action, everybody shifts blame. My ASIN's down, I'm out of the race. They say they'll escalate, yo, what a disgrace. Amazon seller support, you're breaking my heart. No answers, no fixes, just tearing me apart. Hours in the queue, stuck in the dark. Amazon seller support, you're missing the mark.
Amazon game plan, that is the key. Seller central dashboard, that's where I be. Analyze the funnel, see what we lack, then we optimize. Sellers know it's a fact. I get it poppin', you know that it's lit. Climbing the rankings, ain't no room to quit. I check the data, they notice the stats. I keep the method, that's how you adapt. Metrics are showing, you know it's our cap. Amazon sellers, it's time to react. I'm about that action, I do this with passion. I got them like, whoa, what is this? Huh, whoa.
I don't know, dude. I think everybody's just buying stuff based on reviews and badges or whatever. They don't even know who we are. These customers don't even know the name of my brand. But they keep clicking add to cart like it's part of the plan. They see that Amazon badge and think it's all grand. But yo, they don't even know the name of my brand.
Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell a day. Now listen up, I'm Steven Pope, Amazon guru, I'll help you cope. Step 1, get that trademark stamped. Without brand registry, your Amazon cramped. Head to Seller Central, log in quick. Stores tab, yeah, that's the trick. Upload your logo, flex that style. You're about to make Jeff Bezos smile. Where pick a template, marquee or grid. Drop your tiles like a branding whiz. Hero image, big and bold. This store's gonna glitter like digital gold. Flex, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell today. Yo. In the trenches of the Amazon game, trying to survive while it's driving me insane. Nobody warns you, they just claim it's passive income. Nah, it's pain. I'm sitting at a birthday, laughing, chilling, next to a newbie Amazon seller spilling. She's like, Prime so smooth, it's a killer. Then tried to sell, now she's stuck in a thriller. Finding products, yeah, that's the first grind. Scrolling Alibaba, losing my mind. Samples suck, manufacturers decline. I'm like, dang, how's anyone doing this fine? Ship it in, pay for the bubble wrap, but they ship glass bottles in padded crap. Now I got hot sauce leaks, refund stacked, customers pissed. Man, I'm under attack. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Trademark wars, brand registry's a scam. They banned my brand, now I'm in a jam. Listings yanked, products ranked and tanked. Lost dogs in the catalog, my account shanked. Now let's talk ads, it's a rabbit hole. 1,000 hours deep, man, it's taking my soul. Weekly negations, bulk sheets for control. Excel's my new weapon, but it's taking its toll. SEO's no joke, keywords in the game. Alt text, A+ content, playing insane. Lifestyle shots, avatars for fame, but the CTR's low. All products look the same. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, from SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat.
Let's go to Mac School. To Mac School. Class is now in session with Professor Pope. They got the SAP, cause Professor Pope wrote the recipe, helping Amazon sellers grow sales exponentially. Amazon's a jungle, but we map the strategy. Brand strategist playbook, it's a guide to victory. Troubleshooting catalogs, you know we got the answer key. Boosting all your rankings, turning sales into a legacy. SOB so deep, you think we studied at Mac School. Every step we follow leads to growth, yeah, it's a golden rule. Stuck on keywords, we'll find the ones that work the best. Using Helium-10, strike distance keywords pass the test. Incremental indexing ensures the listing set to rise. From the back end to the bullets, optimization hits the skies. Brand store creation, yeah, we make it shine and flow. A+ content design makes conversions overflow. Need your images on point, best practices in the plan. Alt text and photo rules ensure your visuals command. SEO meets PPC, it's balanced, every step aligned. We'll construct the MKLs that drive rankings over time. Budget caps and bid adjustments, no more wasted spending. Segmentation builds campaigns that sellers can defend. Got a hijacker, no problem, we'll file to take them down. Review requests in action, 5-star ratings come around. Flat file updates, market share reports, it's all in reach. Professor Pope wrote the SOP so sellers learn and teach.
Meanwhile, my Amazon guys on the case, fixing up my problems at lightning pace. Ticket escalations, Mag's the boss. Even Amazon says we'll take the loss. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. They're supposed to be the pros, but they can't decode policies and tools from their own damn road. I'm paying fees, yet they bring me stress. But Mag turns my chaos into pure success. Seller support reps, they throwing shade, but then admit, yo, Mag will get you paid. Third-party agency taking the throne while Amazon fumbles in their own damn zone. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. So here's the truth, let's keep it real. Mag's the team with the pro-level skill. Amazon sellers, you know the vibe when support says call Mag. They'll give you peace of mind. Amazon seller support, you can suck my image stack. Sucking is all you're good at anyway. Bezos, hit me up if you want to sell seller support. I'm buying. There's a Jace. Peace.
We are buying seller support. Never gonna get old of that that intro we have. How's it going, everybody? My name is Noah Wickham. I'm sales director here at My Amazon Guy, and I'm here to answer all of your questions on this Friday live. We'll be live for a little under an hour today. I'm going to be heading on over to Todd Welch's podcast, but that will also be live on our channel as well. So stay tuned for that. We have a ton of questions here. A ton of people, I think, coming also from the webinar yesterday that some of you were on, I believe. I know that Royce was. So let's get right into it today. When will the new change of two-part title come into effect? Will Amazon email us to update the title, or will I find out by getting it suppressed? Yeah, so what I would say here, go watch Steven's video on it. He actually had a really good take. I had, the two-part title take as well, but his was kind of interesting in the sense of how he suggests people go about it. And I kind of agree with him here that if there is a problem at any point in time with, or a change like this, don't change until you have to. Until Amazon actually says anything. I'm going to move myself over here a little bit. There we go. Until Amazon actually says to change something, don't go ahead and change it. There's really no point to at the end of the day. So, yeah. In yesterday's webinar, you said, for indexing purposes, for new relevant keywords, I should use the broad phrase keyword under a certain amount of search volume and long tail keywords for exact. So what should my bids be? Under the suggested bid, half or max to get impressions on those new relevant keywords using the strategy. And what should placements look like for those new keywords? Yep. So anytime you have any new keyword, so Amazon's going to give you a suggested bid, right? So they're going to say something along the lines of, 60 cents, let's say. What I would typically encourage people to go after, rather than just saying, yeah, do 60 cents, I would encourage you to go between 25 and 50% lower than whatever the suggested bid is. So that's usually going to be my overall suggestion when we're looking at things there, for the simple aspect that a lot of times Amazon is going to want you to essentially, have a higher bid than you necessarily will need, especially for longer tail keywords if you're doing exact match, and you could run into the possibility of ACoS shooting up through the sky if you're not careful with it. So all that being said, I just realized there's a bag on my other table over here. And anyways. All right. Ehab, is there a strategy to slow down sales so I don't run out of stock without increasing the price? I was thinking of closing the listing for a few hours each day. Would that help? No, just increase your price. Why wouldn't you increase your price if you're going to run out of stock? So the reason that people encourage a price increase when you're going to run out of stock is for one specific reason. And that is that the worst case scenario is you make more profit off of your price increase while simultaneously still running out of stock. Hopefully your conversion will go down slightly so you stay in stock longer, so it helps you in the long run there. But no matter what, I mean, realistically, if you're going to run out of stock, you're going to run out of stock. Might as well make some money off of it. Ricardo, part one, how can I improve my title given that I can't use the same word twice? Right now I'm using this anti-wrinkle face cream, hydrating, exfoliating, anti-stain with, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, et cetera, et cetera. Part two, instead of anti-wrinkle face cream, et cetera, et cetera. But I think that's not the right way and that can be improved. But how? You can use the same keyword twice. You can't use it more than 3 times, right? So, and that's kind of what we call keyword stuffing. It's not going to benefit you to keyword stuff your title at the end of the day. The thing that you need to be looking for is what are similarity keywords that you are trying to rank for, right? So what are high relevancy keywords? So you have anti-wrinkle face cream, hydrating face cream, face exfoliating. Why not just do anti-wrinkle hydrating face cream, right? You still get the same aspects. You're not going to get an exact match, right, for hydrating face cream, but that's fine. You still rank for hydrating face cream because, and anti-wrinkle face cream because you rank from a phrase match, right? So from that capacity, I don't like keyword stuffing, but I do encourage it in the sense of like exact match for indexing purposes. You can always add these type of things as well into your bullet points and into your description. So you have to find more keywords essentially to add in and ways to explain what your product is. the only actual place that people realistically will ever read about a product is the title. People just don't read text on Amazon. That's just how it is. So use your title to explain your product as much as possible. You know, what are the ingredients within the product? You know, that's one thing I didn't see at all here. Is there, you say with the word that I can't pronounce there, right? Is there other products in there, other ingredients in there that are potentially searchable or have search volume behind them? So look at similar products, see what keywords they are currently ranking for, check their titles, see how they are explaining the product within title, and go from there. Where was I? Michael, this is music. Yeah, it is fire. Roysh, I know they are suppressing images that have tags, etc. If you make any changes to them now, mine has tags from before without any negative impacts, so I'm not changing it. But if I switch out keywords in title and description and save the update, will my images be impacted from this, even though I'm not changing the image? So technically, yes. So from what I'm seeing, so with the suppressing of images with tags, they're going to get suppressed if you even try and change. But if you switch out like your title description, no. So that has no impact on the actual image itself. It's just if you're trying to change the image. So I don't believe you're going to face any issue when it comes to changing title, description, SEO of any kind, copy. It's only going to be if you're looking for like an image change of some kind. Amazon recommend liability insurance broker or shop around. Oh, if you're looking for one, Next Insurance. I think that they're an Amazon partner. They're cheap. It's pretty much who majority of people use. They focus only on e-com sellers. Simple. It's like $20. Hi, Friday is good because we get the Noah Wickham show on Friday. Yeah, I like to just be here. I like to ramble. Today I'm going to be doing 2 shows. I'll do this one, and then I'll be hopping on Todd Welch. We're going to cover some news. I think we might cover tariff stuff, main image stuff, new title stuff, all sorts of stuff. So it'll be a good Friday for those that like the Noah Wickham content. It's the power hour I like to think of. Why did the CTR suddenly drop overnight without any changes, going from 0.3 to 0.05, even though I received positive reviews? Could it be because I had a day with no sales despite getting many clicks? Potentially, yes. So your ranking overall could have dropped. I would also check your advertising. Is it potential that you lost placement as far as advertising goes? It can depend, right? So one of the things that I would always look into is what did your CTR drop on? Is it overall drop or is it a specific keyword drop? Did you start new advertising, new keywords that you're not getting as well ranked on? Are you doing different placement strategy now? Are you top of search versus a product page search as your primary? There's a lot of different reasons as to why your CTR can drop suddenly. If you're looking at your CTR from a day-to-day perspective, you're very much at the point, especially if your CTR already was only a 0.3, which I would consider to be not great to begin with. From a click-through rate perspective, you need to do some further digging and some further editing, right? To me, that says you're probably focused far too much on not very highly relevant keywords and very much on long tails that aren't super relevant. So start there and kind of work backwards. Look at your 7-day, look at your 30-day. I hardly ever, when I'm looking at something like a click-through rate, look from a day-to-day perspective. Also check to see if you're doing like an A/B test or something and you forgot about it. Please help. There is a counterfeit seller on my Amazon brand registry enrolled products, PDP. I purchased their item and it's clearly fake. How do I report this to Amazon so hijacker can be removed? You need to open a seller support case. You need to take pictures of the product alongside your product, showing that it's very clearly fake, why it's fake. And then from there, typically it'll take a day and seller support will ban them in some capacity. So that's usually the quickest way to get this done. Fortunately, the only other options the Amazon really leaves you in these scenarios is to report the actual listing, which you don't want to do because that takes down your products as well. You could also technically enroll in something like transparency, but that's not an instant fix, right? That's a long-term fix. And also it's going to increase your costs overall. So Unfortunately, the biggest thing, take a picture of the product, send it to seller support, report the actual thing. Make sure you have a screenshot of who is selling the product as well. So the specific seller, I always encourage that. So take an actual screenshot of their seller profile so that you can match the seller profile to the exact product for every single one that you purchase, if more pop up. Jeff, good to see you. For the main image, we currently have gummies piled in front of the bottle. Is this a problem if we move the gummies so that they appear to be on the label? Would that be okay? I haven't seen it affect these type of main image hacks yet, Jeff. So the only ones I'm seeing it affect are ones where it's like a badge hanging off a product, a label hanging off a product, a ribbon type of situation hanging off. I haven't seen it affect gummies yet. One of the very key things that Amazon said has said in the change and whatnot, anytime they say something, is product type. It's a catch I didn't even catch until this week. So I believe that this main image hack change is going to be very specific to certain products and certain categories. It's why, for instance, I brought up the shoes in my video and how there's main image hacks now on shoes when you used to not even be able to do that. So it's a thing to consider. I don't believe you're going to run into many issues with the gummies, though. At least I haven't seen it yet. I would tread lightly, but I think you should be fine. I would like to send a graphic designer to take the MAG course. Has MAG updated their design course to align with the new main image requirements? They're in the process of updating SOPs, so I got them on that last week. I can double check to make sure that that is updated fully for them and that the SOPs are updated. But they do take a look pretty much weekly. Our SOP team does when it comes to all of our courses and everything to make sure they're aligning with our current SOPs, with current trends and whatnot as well when it comes to any of the courses that we have out there. So if you have a graphic designer that's going to take one of our courses, it's going to be updated very quickly, essentially. And you get access to the new ones. Rosina, as an Amazon seller, I run promotions giving out percentage off claim codes, but can't see usage in the manager promotions over Seller Central. Where can I find a report showing orders with applied claim codes? So if you have a specific code that you are giving out, you are able to see usage under that code in the promotion section. If you're not seeing usage, it's likely because people are not using that code. So that's 9 times out of 10 why. Because Amazon's really good at that type of promotion attribution at the end of the day. So it's a big thing to note. Let me see. I have a Seller Central account logged in here. I might. Let's see if I have any done. I don't have any current ones on this, but I will share my screen just real quick for you here, Rosanna. Just so you can see what it would look like. When you're managing your promotions, you can always look and see this where it's budget utilization, orders, actions. So you can go into any of these and you can check them to see if there is any form of budget utilization that's been taken place. If there isn't, then it hasn't been utilized, essentially. Let's see here. Oh, I should say the only exception to that is like brand tailored promotions. Brand tailored promotions will show in the brand tailored promotions section. Let's pull up. There we go. Do you always recommend keeping an automatic campaign active? Yeah, you should always have some form of auto campaign going at all times. I like to have like an auto catch-all on every single account that I've ever worked on. It's a great campaign, works for 99% of people, does great. Usually very low ACoS, very low maintenance, very low amount of negations even. So Amazon not letting me send shipment even though there is enough capacity left. Do you recommend AWD or 3PL? And it's getting so complex to calculate storage costs and shipping cost when using AWD. Yeah, I would recommend AWD. The only thing that I will say is that there is overall shipping issues right now for low volume items. So if you have a product that has a rather low sell-through rate, Amazon is limiting quantity that you can send in for those products. This is, in my opinion, due to the fact that Amazon, prior to the tariff situation, started reaching out to their 1P suppliers and just buying up tons and tons and tons of product, like 6 months worth of product to make it through Prime Day. And I think the warehouses are they're just full right now, right? So I think that's a very big aspect of this, but unsure fully on if that's the actual cause. But yeah, if you can't send in, you likely won't be able to send into AWD either for those low volume items. And you'll have to go through a 3PL. We have a couple of 3PL recommendations on our website under third-party recommended services. My favorite, if you're looking for one, is My FBA Prep. If you head on over to our website, like I said, we have a little section there as well where you can go click on them and talk to them. Tom's a great guy, great friend of ours. So, Rahul, is there any way to change bid by placement in bulk for more than 200 campaigns? Bulk sheet does not have any option, and manually doing one by one is a haptic task. Also, how to keep logs. So you can change placement for multiple campaigns via bulk sheets. Trying to remember the exact way to go about that. This would be a good video topic, Rahul. So let's do this. I'll record a video, probably post it sometime in the next week. I'll have Gil just remind me about this because I'll forget in the next 10 minutes, I'm sure. But I'll record on it of updating via bulk sheets for placement types. You can technically do it, but honestly, I don't like to use bulk sheets for things like placements a lot of times because the fact that you shouldn't need to, right? So you should have a very good sense for most campaigns. If you have 200 campaigns that all need a placement adjustment all at the same time, tells me that you are probably over optimizing your campaigns versus actually targeting specific areas of improvement on the campaigns. Go ahead. What is the difference between the conversion rate that you can see in the ads console in Brand Matrix and that you can see in business reports? And this is this you see in the usual advertising report. So advertising conversion rate is only for advertising. Business reports is for the product as a whole. Let's see. Dwayne, great job. Thank you, I guess. Let's see. Conversion. Oh, yeah. So here you go. Rahul answered the question. There you go. Could you provide any instructions or specific details on how to sell different products under the same brand on both Seller Central and Vendor Central? Trying not to get into hot water with Amazon. Yeah, there's not really a great way to go about this, and it's not really all that useful. You don't want to sell the same product on Seller Central that you are selling on Vendor Central. Why? Well, because you're not going to sell the product. Amazon is going to control the buy box 90+% of the time. You're much better off essentially setting up where Amazon will allow you to be a third-party shipping partner, essentially drop ship the items for them in cases where they don't have inventory or if they don't want to ship the product. But realistically, there's no real good way to go about this. If you are interested in moving over to Seller Central fully, what I would suggest to you is, one, if you have a vendor rep of some kind, first off, talk to them about it. They can be very, very helpful in these circumstances and let you know if there's going to be major issues. Secondarily, if you don't have a vendor rep, reach out to us here at My Amazon Guy because we can help you out with that because we have a specific person that we like to work with and whatnot on the Amazon side for this kind of stuff. So happy to help you on that. But yeah, I would reach out to your rep. I would ask them about it first and foremost. That's how you make sure you don't get into hot water. But secondarily, I really just wouldn't sell the same product on Seller Central that you're selling on Vendor Central unless you plan on fully migrating that product over to Seller Central and no longer selling on Vendor Central. Rosina, my UK limited company applied for trademark and has UK IPO serial number issued. Now, without creating my Amazon seller account, can I authorize another Amazon seller to sell my brand via their seller account? Also, any tips? Technically, no. So I also wouldn't do this. The reason I wouldn't do this is because there's zero reason to not just set up a brand registry account. Takes, I don't know, 15 minutes to set it up, and then you go ahead and go through the brand registry. and then you can just make them an authorized user of that brand, which is a lot better. You still own the brand, you still control it, gives you more versatility in the future. If you do want to take over the brand and sell it at some point in time, you don't have to worry about the idea of, you know, needing to do a brand name change, or not brand name change, a brand owner change. So it's a lot easier if you just set up the brand registry account, register the brand, and then authorize them as a user. Grow up. Okay. Hello, I'm thinking to launch a SNL product on Amazon UK. My plan is to increase my prices from the start and get strike through. And after a few sales, I'll enroll in 7-day deals to get the bestseller badge. Okay, so a couple of things I'll tell you right off the bat. Increase prices from the start and get strike through. After a few sales, the primary issue you're going to have is getting those initial few sales and also increasing your price. Now, if you're planning on doing, for instance, like a price off strategy where you're, let's say, 50% of your, you know, regular retail price, and if you guys haven't noticed, I have a stress ball today. I got this the other day. I just haven't been able to put it down. If you are, you know, doing the strike, the percent off discount right from the start, changes things a lot, right? So that changes how you're going to essentially be tackling this as a whole. The big thing that I would really focus on, if your plan here is to try and get these 7-day deals, make sure you actually have access to it. Because as a new seller, a lot of times you're not going to get access to actually the enrollment until you've reached at least a certain sales capacity plus a certain time frame that the product has been live. For creating new Amazon seller account in UK, is Amazon accepting tied bank account for bank account like Payoneer and Wise? I have no idea what tied bank account is. I'm not the right person to ask this question. Accounting wise, anything like that, that's the areas where I'm like, I defer to the legal sources who know the answers here. Unfortunately, I don't know what tied bank account is. I do know what Payoneer and Wise are, and I understand how Amazon can utilize, but no idea what Tide is. It's probably another one of those random fintech banks. Who knows? How would you handle a product where conversion is over 18% 3 to 4 days out of the week, but drops to under 12% on Friday, Saturday, and occasionally Sunday? I would do day parting. So I would do day parting where on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my bid allotment is a lot lower. It just sounds like your customers aren't shopping on weekends, which is very common. It sounds like you probably have maybe some B2B customers overall. Who knows? That being said, I would just do day parting for specifically during, I guess technically it has to be during the week that you're day parting because you can only increase. So I would have your regular bid allotment, budget allotment low. So have your budget allotment low on the weekends. And then during the weekdays, increase your budget for those days. Stephen McNulty, I am tasked with fixing a brand on Amazon. Okay. It is super old, but good candles. Cool. The problem is that the ASINs are under similar but old brand names. I've been back and forth with Amazon. They keep telling me to delete and relist, but it doesn't. It still doesn't update. Any advice? We really want to list the different types of scents under one listing. Seems like an easy fix. Yeah, so this is what we would consider a brand name change. It is not, in fact, an easy fix. Amazon is lying to you. Deleting and relisting does not work. I still don't know why seller support suggests that to this day. It doesn't work. You can't do it that way. So the only thing you can do is if you are registered for both brands under brand registry, you then have to go through brand registry to change it. This is going to require you to basically take a picture of every single product with the brand that you are trying to associate with this product under it. Say to them, hey, we are trying to change this over to the correct brand name, so on and so forth. It's a real pain in the butt, takes a lot of time. It's not going to be a quick nor an easy fix by any measure at the end of the day. But if you do have difficulty with it and you need some help, feel free to reach out to us here at My Amazon Guy. We do brand name changes probably every single week for different brands. My daily budget for PPC is $100 USD, but the last few days, only about 10 USD is being spent. Why is that? It sounds like you just aren't targeting enough, right? So your bid isn't high enough. You aren't getting enough clicks, right? So relevancy plays a part there. Just because you set a bid, Amazon is very different very different than like Meta. And the fact that you're saying my budget is $100, but you're not spending it tells me you probably know Meta advertising, which Meta advertising tries to utilize your full daily budget, right? That's the point of Meta, is you set a daily budget. Amazon is very different. Your goal is to not hit your daily budget. Realistically, your goal is to spend as much as possible to the point of a budget, right? That's where bidding comes into place, and placements and click-through rate. So you need to optimize for those areas, maybe even add new campaigns. But realistically, if you're only spending $10, you're probably just bidding too low, or you're just not getting enough clicks. So low relevancy, low click-through rate, tons of different reasons. Why the product don't show in all department search in some keywords? That's a question. That's what we call ranking at the end of the day. So you will have a ranking on products from a individual category level, so a parent category, all the way down to whatever category you are part of. You can be rank 1 in your subcategory and not even touch rank 1000 in your parent category, because your parent category is made up of tens and tens and tens of different subcategories. So at the end of the day, if your product's not showing, it's because you're not ranking. If you do know that you were ranking, I should say, you could have a hidden suppression, in which case search your ASIN specifically and see if it pops up or not. Oh, I already answered that one. How do you decide how many campaigns in launch phase for a product and what match type? How many discovery and performance campaign, and what's good structure? Yeah, so I answer this question probably every single week. I realistically should have just like an FAQ on the side over here. Frequently asked questions. That being said, here's my general strategy. Typically speaking, I'm going to want to launch with a minimum of around 10 different campaigns. I want to do an auto campaign for an auto catch-all unless I'm doing a single product, in which case I want to be a gold panning campaign. It's going to find me a bunch of search terms and keywords that do well. Secondarily, I'm going to look for an exact match for long tail keywords and go after that. I'm also going to do an exact match towards my highest relevancy, highest search volume keyword. Secondarily, I'm going to throw together a phrase and a broad match campaign. These campaigns are going to be purposeful towards the idea of 1 to 4 keywords, top of category, different relevancy keywords, right? Then from there, I also like to throw together a competitor campaign. This is going to be a little bit lower bid structure just because you are going to be having a harder time competing, but I like to do a competitor both ASIN and primary keyword for competitors. So that's the general gist of the structure. I have probably put out, I don't even know how many advertising videos or PPC videos talking about this, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, Trent said, I have 10% click-through rate, but order don't follow. Why? You can have 100% click-through rate for a keyword, and if you are not relevant, nor you are what somebody is searching for, and you just happen to be top of search and they click on you, you are not going to convert. Number one thing on Amazon that helps conversion is price. So number one converting factor is price. Secondary to that is reviews. Reviews matter a ton. Now, third to that is, are you actually the product the person is searching for, right? Which technically kind of supersedes price in a lot of capacity. If I am searching specifically for an expo marker, right? And I click on a listing because I think it's an expo marker, but instead of it being an expo marker, it is, I don't know, an expo board, right? Which I have one right here, which is why anyways. If it's one of those, I'm likely not going to purchase the expo board because I am looking for an expo marker, probably because I already have an expo board, right? So I've seen this before. I think the best one I've seen, or the most real example of this, is that someone was targeting a lot of keywords towards turkey collars. The issue being is that in their listing image, they have the turkey collar, and then they also have the actual product that they are selling, which it was like a wrap or something for the turkey collar. The turkey collar is like a $5 item, but their item is $100. And so they kept getting a super high click-through rate and no conversions, and they were wondering why. And it was like, well, because your top keywords that you were going after, and you're essentially misleading your customer because they think they're clicking on a product that's going to be like a high tier version of the product they're looking for. But then they find out it's not even the product they're looking for. It's just an accessory of some kind, right? And it's an expensive one at that. So these are things to consider. Your click-through rate can be super high. And if your conversion rate is 0, it means it's not a relevant keyword, or you are not relevant towards that, or at least displaying yourself accurately. I'm 90 in organic ranking on a specific keyword. What should I do to be in top 10? Exact match with high top of search placement bids. What do you recommend? 50% for top of search or less? Guideline, please, to be ranked high. Yeah, so ranking at the end of the day comes down to one thing only on the keywords, and that is sales velocity. So you're essentially trying to ask, how do you increase your sales velocity? Yes, top of search placement is going to help a ton, but you don't want just top search placement at the end of the day. You also want to do things like competitor campaigns, right? So who are the top 10 people within that search term, right? Go after those people when it comes to product page targeting, because you want people to pick up sales from those people. Because if someone clicks on them, but then clicks on you and purchases, that looks a lot better for you as well from a sales velocity standpoint when you're looking at your click-through rate and your conversion rate than necessarily just getting sales velocity towards that keyword. So there's a lot of ways to go about this, but it will always just come down to sales velocity. Top of search placement bids definitely will help in that capacity. They just may be very expensive. When to negate search terms and when to negate keyword. What's the spend criteria, like greater than $15 but 0 sales? How to decide when to negate search terms versus keywords? Okay, so we have a few videos I would definitely recommend to go check out on negations. The biggest thing I'll say is never negate a bad keyword. Now, $15, it realistically comes down to more so clicks than anything, right? So I look at things like wasted spend in this capacity. If we're looking at wasted spend from the capacity of it being true wasted spend, right? So 0 sales whatsoever, look at it from both a 7-day, 14-day, and 30-day. If you are seeing that you are spending a percentage of your budget on this campaign and is not converting whatsoever after about 7 days, that's usually when I would look at tweaking the campaign and looking at negating. There is 0 reason to keep something around that's just not converting and you are getting clicks on. So about 7 days is my window for negations. It doesn't matter. If it's only getting, let's say, 1 click every couple of days, I don't truly know, right, if that's something worth negating. It really depends on your clicks more than your actual spend amount. Because again, every keyword is going to have a different cost to it at the end of the day. Long tail versus short tail. Main keywords, search volume greater than 5,000 a month and cost per click around $2. Which one to choose in launch? How to choose keyword in launch phase when competition is high. Easiest thing, I just posted a video on this exact topic of finding specific keywords. The biggest thing is, I will say, it kind of sounds like you should do both realistically. I don't think you should ever just do long tail or short tail, right? I always think you should do a mix of them, exact match for longer tail keywords if possible, phrase match and broad match for shorter if it matches relevancy. If you have a super niche product, that doesn't work super well. So that's the one thing I would take into account, but it sounds like competition is high, so it's probably not a super niche type product. How do my competitors hide the mandatory country of origin China on their listings when mine shows it? We are all the same category. That's just a back-end field, so they may just not even have it filled in. It's not mandatory. I have 3 campaigns with 12 keywords each, 1 for each match type. If I'm not managing to spend the budget, how can I scale these keywords? Okay, so a couple of different things. If you have 3 campaigns with 12 keywords each, 1 for each match type, you're not managing to spend the budget, check your bids. Very first thing, check your bids. Secondarily, check your placements. After checking your bids, your placement is going to show you where exactly you are showing in impressions. There is an entire chance you're doing something like, product page only or rest of search only, and you're just not competitive in those markets, right? And maybe you need to change to a top of search, or you need to change to a rest of search. These are things you need to check first and foremost if you're not even spending your bids, spending your budget, anything like that. 1 for each match type, 12 keywords in 3 different campaigns. The thing that I will say is if you're doing the exact same keyword from like an exact match to a phrase match to a broad match, you're essentially just rematching things across the board, right? So doing the keyword in a broad match is still going to come up for, you know, an exact match or a phrase match, right? That's something to understand, and likely you're just retargeting the same exact thing more than one time. Now, that being said, realistically, this is just a bidding issue. Relevancy in bidding is going to come down to it. Look at your top competitors. Are they utilizing these keywords? Are they sponsored on them? Are they organically ranked on them? What is the search volume for these keywords, right? So we're missing a lot of factors that you need to take into account. For all you know, these are 12 keywords that only 100 people per month are actually searching for. From where to run subscribe and save code, going in listing which run without green badge on search result, or run from coupons, subscribe and save that give green badge. Run from coupons. I saw there is a change to the main image act. Is there any workaround for us who relied on it? Thanks, Noah. Technically, yes. Not really, right? So the change to the main image hack seems to, one, be product category dependent from what I can see, or product type dependent, for one. And then two, it's essentially just utilizing or getting rid of the badge feature or the tag feature, ribbon feature, anything like that. If you can still utilize something like product packaging, then product packaging, from what I have seen, is still passing. So I would use that as kind of the primary guideline. Is right now, main image hack still works just for this one thing, which is product packaging or direct on the product itself. But things like a badge that, you know, is on the product and whatnot, or a tag or anything like that, those, it seems like, are dead and gone. How often change bids and what look back windows, and how many hours of days to exclude from report or bulk sheet? Also, how to change bids bulk sheet versus targeting tab? How do you keep logs in sheets? So first and foremost, I always say keep a log outside of sheets. So log the changes that you do, so that you know. Also, Amazon has history to all changes, which you can download a bulk sheet of the change logs. So there's that as well. Now, secondarily, look back window. Let's touch on that. I always do 3 look back windows: 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. If you're changing your bids, you should always have an idea of what your bid has been, right? There is zero reason why you should have a look back of, you know, only a day and be like, oh, I changed my bid, you know, last week to be 70 cents, and now I'm changing it back to be 70 cents. So that's the type of thing where, again, it sounds almost like, Rahul, you are over optimizing. If you are having like difficulty when it comes to knowing, you know, what the bidding was, because you should have a historical log that you download with all your bulk sheets to understand what change has been made on specific campaigns, right? And you can check to see, are you going up, or are you going down on your campaigns, right? These are things to keep in mind. Happy Friday, Noah. Does Amazon charge for abandoned shipments? Do they charge for full placement fees if only some of the shipment arrived? Where can I see the fees Amazon charge me for placement? Yeah, so placement / abandoned shipments. Okay. So does Amazon charge for abandoned shipments? Yes and no. So it depends on what you mean by abandoned. If you're talking about a shipment that you created, but you never like put together labels for or anything like that, but you got to the point at which like you could print labels, and you abandon it, no, they don't charge for that. But if you got to the point where you printed the labels and the shipment is now pending, yes, Amazon's going to charge you for that, unless you get it canceled within the 24, I believe it's 24, it might be 48 hours, but I believe it's 24-hour window of creating that shipment. Now, placement fees are going to apply based on the overall products that you're shipping, right? So placement fees are a part of that charge. You can check any fee whatsoever if you go to, what is it? Go to reports, go to fulfillment, and then if you go down to, I believe, payments. Yeah, so payments will have a few different things you can look at. There's FBA, inbound placement service fees. Let me share my screen here. Right here. So probably can't read a ton of this, but if you just go, like I said, here, go to your reports, fulfillment, and then you scroll down. you will see this section here for FBA inbound placement service fees. And you can get that report for all of it. And that'll tell you what you're actually paying on a different level. I want to do print on demand for Amazon. Is the launch strategy still the same? Technically, again, I think we talked about this recently, Viper. I mean, the big thing is with print on demand is that it's just, what are you printing, right? It's going to be competitive no matter what, because everything can be printed. What's the best strategy for, and if you're asking if your general launch strategy, Viper, let me clarify. Yes, still the same thing. It's still a product at the end of the day. What's the best strategy for keyword ranking? I usually do PPC on certain keywords and place in title and bullets. Once ranked up under top 10, change keyword and title and bullet to target more. I would go over to myamazonguy.com/SEO. We have a 4-phase step approach when it comes to any type of keyword indexing and ranking that we go through. Your strategy is pretty spot on as far as what we're going to look at from like a copy perspective and how often we're going to change out the copy, which is what I would consider to be phase 2. But yeah, no real change from what you're kind of doing there. Is there a way to not place your ad on product page, but top of search and the rest of search is okay? Yeah. So your bid adjustments is the section under campaign. So go campaign, bid adjustments, and change your placement modifier for your bidding. I was told my search query performance report has 2 keywords that I'm selling for. These 2 keywords are already in the title. They mentioned doing SEO on it. What more can I do if those keywords are in the title? It depends. Are you trying to grow just organically? Because if it's just organically, you can essentially just keep it in the title. I wouldn't advise keyword stuffing. You technically could do a search term, but it really doesn't work that way. I don't like doing that. That's, again, SEO phase 2, taking that out. So the big thing that I would advise if you're not trying to grow just organically would be advertising, right? So advertise against that keyword, increase sales volume towards that keyword, which then in turn increases over it as well. Is it bad for my campaign if I manually adjust its portfolio budget through the day to make it run on certain hours of the day that has the maximum selling conversion for me? No, that's actually exactly what day parting is and what I would do. Now, the thing I would say is don't manually adjust your portfolio budget through the day. I would just set up day parting based on getting a campaign level hourly report and do day parting that way. We just released 2 weeks ago a video on day parting going over all that. So go check out that video. It goes a little bit more in depth, but I wouldn't do manual. And that is because Amazon's advertising attribution is not instantaneous. What you are seeing on that dashboard is not exactly what you should be seeing realistically. Is there a difference ad strategy for print on demand, customized products? Yeah, you have to be a little bit more careful with it, Viper, simply because someone who's searching for like a specific t-shirt isn't necessarily going to want to do a custom t-shirt, right? They don't want to do print on demand. They want to do just the t-shirt that they're looking for. So you have to be a little bit more niche in your overall keyword targeting. A lot of times doing custom in whatever you're doing. So whatever your top relevance keywords for the product would be, do custom on top of that. It's for me like turning the campaign on and off through the day will affect my campaign performance, and I should do the bid or budget rules. I would absolutely do budget rules, right? So that's what you're kind of talking about here is just day parting. Just day part. Doing manual on off is not going to be great in the long term. It's also not feasible to do long term, I should say. I was recently able to change brand name via flat file for a standalone ASIN. I'm not able to do the same for variations as the parent and child ASIN all need to be the same. Yeah. So again, changing brand name via flat file is super rare. Like let's start there. The fact that you were able to do it via delete and relist only, I'm assuming, via a flat file is already fairly rare for any type of product, standalone or anything. I'm guessing maybe it didn't have a ton of sales history. I don't know. Or maybe it didn't have an actual brand registry tied to it. It's also possible if you didn't have brand registry tied, you can do a brand name change. Now, That being said, for the other products, it's not always going to be the same. First and foremost, I would never do a brand name change with, so the parent, it doesn't matter, right? So delete the parent entirely. So break the parentage, and then you can try and do brand name changes for the children only, and then create a new parent under that new brand. That being said, again, if they are tied to the brand registry and they have sales velocity and history and everything, it's rare that you can do it via flat file. The delete and relist method that Seller Central tells you doesn't work like 99% of the time. So you're one of the lucky 1% there, Matt. How to find best exact keyword to target in even like pet supplies days. So again, a video on our page that you can go check out on YouTube right now that goes over this exact thing. But the short of it is, you need to take essentially top of category, top relevancy for your keyword or for your products, throw them into Cerebro and Helium 10, and do anything longer than 4 for some exact match long tail. Can't decrease bids in day parting, only increase. Should I set bid low on keyword? Yes. So answer the question before even finishing it. Yeah, you can't decrease. You can only increase. So always set your bid low and then increase from there, right? Or I should say set your budget low and then increase from there. Would you recommend removing children and attempt to update brand and then reconnect? I don't even have to read the rest of it, Matt, because essentially I already answered that for you. There you go. Will Amazon still accept my shipment if it's late and abandoned? No. So abandoned shipments, if it's like been marked as abandoned, no. You would have to do a new one. If it's a late, yes, but you also can get shipments reopened if you submit a case to seller support if it's been more than 90 days. So if it's been more than 90 days and it's essentially abandoned shipment and it's late and everything, yes, you can technically reopen that. Do you think phrase match still worth in 2025 because it has lesser control? Yes, absolutely. I love phrase match. Phrase and broad match are amazing. It does not replace a broad modifier in slays. Completely different things. How to source product from other than Alibaba? I'm not your guy. I'll stop there. I am not the I am not the sourcing guy at the end of the day. What I'll tell you is just look for manufacturers. Like there are tons of websites out there outside of Alibaba for specific category, specific type of product manufacturing, everything that are a lot better to search on, but I'm not a sourcing guy in the slightest. Can I file a trademark infringement listing hijacker in Canada if our trademark is in America? Technically, I believe you can. I don't know how well that validity will hold up. It should technically cross over in some capacity if you have that listing set up, right? So if you have the listing set up, you can file a infringement of some kind, but it won't necessarily actually matter because it's only a US infringement, not a Canadian infringement. So take that how you will, I suppose. The better thing to do at the end of the day would just be to try and get on the listing and then get them taken off as a fake hijacker, essentially. We got about 2 minutes left here, guys, before I'm going to wrap it up real quick. How do you recommend we should handle return products? Currently, I get shipped at my home and they're in good condition. The package is damaged. Should I let Amazon liquidate or sell elsewhere? I hate Amazon liquidation. I always want products returned to me. Amazon liquidation is crap because a lot of times they'll just end up with the Amazon warehouse and them doing it like sold as like new or something. And then you get bad reviews because people thought they were going to get a new product that was, $20 cheaper than the actual new one. So it's a whole pain. Personally, I just get shipped back. And then if you can, repackage it however you can. And, if you can't, it is what it is. Part of doing business. I did send them a cease and desist message, but never got a response. Yeah, I mean, realistically, the thing is here, Ty, the real big thing is that you can do a couple of things, right? So it's a little bit easier with Canada. And the reason it's a little bit easier with Canada than, let's say, like China is because you're much more likely, and it's a lot easier to sue someone in Canada than it is to sue someone in China. So, I'd potentially go down this route, but I'd start with the seller support, opening a listing route, trying to get them taken down for the infringement that way, rather than going down this muck. Again, it's not going, you can't technically submit the USPTO infringement, but if you have actual patent, that changes things. So that's where I would probably lean. Hey there, hope you're doing well. I'm doing quite well. And you know what? I think on that ask if I'm doing well, that's what we're going to call it. I got through most of these today, and I know it's a little early, like I said, but if you stay around or stick around on the channel or head on over to the LinkedIn or anything like that, I will be going live here in the next 10 minutes or so on Mr. Todd Welch's pod. I'll be on there. I'm probably going to bounce off there a little early. I'll be on there for about half hour, 45 minutes or so. We'll be talking about some Amazon news as we typically do, and it'll be a good time. So all that being said, my name is Noah Wickham. I'm sales director here at My Amazon Guy. We are a full service Amazon agency. We do everything on Amazon A to Z. We also do off Amazon services, including Google ads, Meta ads, and Shopify management. So if you are in need of any real e-commerce help in general, reach out to us. We also do coaching and consulting calls as well. So all that being said, hope everyone has a great weekend, great week ahead, and we'll see you guys next week. See you, everybody.